SponsorKit.pro explained in under 10 minutes. What if you never had to hope for a sponsor again? What if instead of waiting around for brands to magically notice your content, you built a machine that generated legitimate, high-paying sponsorship opportunities all the time? That is exactly what SponsorKit.pro is. I'm Roger Wakefield. I've grown to be a big creator in the trades, one of the biggest in the United States, the biggest voice of plumbing. But I didn't get to where I am by waiting for permission. And I certainly didn't build my businesses by hoping brands would email me. I built systems, and in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly how these specific systems work and how it's going to replace your hope with predictable, scalable revenue. Before we look at the software, we need to talk about the lie that you've been sold. Most creators, coaches, podcasters believe a very specific myth. They believe that more followers automatically equal more sponsors. They think that they just go viral one more time, the floodgates will open. It is completely wrong. And worse, it's a lie that the industry actually wants you to believe. Think about it. As long as you think your value is tied solely to your follower account, you're never going to build the business infrastructure required to demand top dollar. Brands don't invest in vanity metrics. They invest in clarity. They invest in data. They invest in precise positioning. But most importantly, brands sponsor systems. They want something that works. When a brand looks at your platform, they're asking themselves, are you a professional media partner or just a hobbyist who got lucky with the algorithm? SponsorKit.pro gives you the exact clarity, data, positioning, and systems that brands are demanding. Stay with me right here, because later in the video, I'm going to show you the one feature that most creators completely overlook. And it's the exact difference between getting your email ignored and getting a 5-figure check. So let's talk about what SponsorKit.pro actually does. This is not just a tool to make a pretty media kit. A PDF media kit is what amateurs send. SponsorKit is an entire end-to-end sponsorship backend. When you log in, you aren't just opening software. You're installing a fully functioning sponsorship department into your business. It starts with research on you. Who are you? What is your brand? What have you built? We want to know your social platforms, your brand colors, your brand book, your mission vision statement, your website. We look at all that, and then it starts doing sponsor research. Stop chasing random companies that don't care about your audience. The system shows you how to target the brands that are already spending money to reach the exact people who watch your videos, attend your events, or listen to your podcast. But finding them is only one step. Next, you need the custom branded 6-card pitch deck. You see, brands hate genetic pitches. It's something you send out to everybody. Now, don't get me wrong. I've got that in there too. At the Pro and Pro Plus level, you get a genetic pitch deck. That way, if you go to trade shows and you don't know the brands that are going to be there, you got, hey, I want to send you something. Well, you get their cell phone number. Now you can text them later and say, hey, I've got something else I'd like to send you. May I get your email address? SponsorKit allows you to generate customized sponsor-first pitch decks tailored to every single company that you want to reach out to. You aren't sending them a resume. You're sending them a tailored business proposal. How do you send it? You send it through the emails. You send it through the follow-up and follow-through sequences. You're not going to send one email and pray that they respond. I used to do that. I'd send an email, no pitch deck, no card, no PDF, no nothing. Just, oh my God, I love your product. I'd love to work with you. I've got a ton of followers. Let's talk. I never heard back from any of them. That was amateur hour. You're going to use consistent sequences that politely but persistently stay in front of the decision makers. The fortune is in the follow-ups and the follow-throughs. And SponsorKit creates it all for you. It's not just one and done. It's not just send an email and hope that somebody replies. Now, here's the feature that I promised you, the sponsorship valuation calculator. The biggest reason creators lose money is because they stutter, they delay, when brands ask, what are your rates? They guess, or they ask what somebody else asked for. They ask their friends. They pull a number out of thin air. The brand knows you're guessing. And they use that insecurity to drive your price into the dirt. Sponsor Kit's valuation calculator completely removes the guesswork. It calculates your exact worth based on your specific metrics and the questions that you answer. Do you think you're a unicorn? Do you think you're a celebrity? Put that in. But if you're not, don't. That way, when you get a call, you're speaking with absolute, unshakable confidence. You have the math to back it up. And then add in our tracking, not just the tracking of your emails, but the social media tracking of your posts. Those features help prove your reach. You get LinkedIn contacts, targeting. That way you bypass the interns and reach the real marketing directors, and invoicing, onboarding. You get all those capabilities and you suddenly look like a Fortune 500 media company, not just a guy filming videos about plumbing. But here's the real power move. The secret that the top 1% of earners know. It's volume. It's all about the numbers. Sponsorship is not random. It is math, plus positioning, plus consistency. And that's why SponsorKit.pro is broken down into 4 levels of growth: rookie, creator, pro, and pro plus. Now, the rookie and the creator tiers, they're great if you are just testing the waters. If you're like, look, if I could get one sponsor, it would change my life. They're plans that you can afford. They're the introduction level. But let's be honest. You're not watching a 10-minute video on sponsor infrastructure to just play around. You want to dominate your niche. You can do that. When you get to the point where you dominate your niche, anybody can go to YouTube right now and search plumbing. Look for the mustache. You're going to find me. Do what you have to do on the social media to dominate your niche, to grow, to be the voice of your industry. In SponsorKit.pro, each tier increases your outreach volume and your data access. But if you want to pull the strings in this industry, you need the pro or pro plus levels. Pro is where you become a machine. It gives you the aggressive outreach volume to pitch multiple sponsors a day and the exact tracking metrics that force brands to take you seriously. The industry wants you to believe that sponsorships are a lottery. They want you unorganized, unsure of your value, and desperate for any deal that they throw your way. It is a rigged game designed to keep you waiting while the professionals take all the budgets. It is time to stop playing their game. If you're serious about generating real sponsorship income, not just doing one-off brand deals for free t-shirts and tools, things like that, you need leverage. And that leverage lives inside the pro and pro plus levels of SponsorKit.pro. Stop letting brands dictate your value simply because you lack the infrastructure to prove it. Go to SponsorKit.pro right now. Check it out. If you want to upgrade to the Pro and Pro Plus tier to build your machine and take control of your income. SponsorKit.pro, it's your turn to be on top.